Hi, this is Dan McGowan, Muay Thai World Champion. Today I'll be going through low kick setup drills with Nong-O Gaiyanghadao. In this video I'll go over 3 low kick drills to use against various types of fighters, as well as the purpose of each technique. The low kick is a very effective technique to cause damage against your opponent. So in these drills we'll be targeting the thigh area as well as the body and the head to execute this low kick. So in the drill number 1 we're going to be changing levels. So first starting with the jab to the head, secondly going to the body, and then using a fake to then set up the low kick. So we'll go through the jab first. So first, get the jab targeting your opponent's head. So targeting the chin or the head area to get your opponent's guard nice and high. That will then expose the body, so then you can throw the right cross to the body. After you throw the right cross to the body, after a split second rest in between, you can then fake the right cross to the body, turn it into a hook. With this hook, you're angling across your opponent's body. This will then create an angle for you to chop the lead low kick. So this drill is really mainly against orthodox or someone you're fighting against the same stance. So if you're southpaw fighting a southpaw or orthodox fighting an orthodox, because you're really targeting the lead leg. So after you throw the jab and the cross to the body, we want to fake the right cross to the body. So when you're faking the right cross to the body, you're dipping down. So you're dipping your shoulder down, kind of going downwards towards your hip. So going across your body. This will get a reaction out of your opponent, getting him to cover up the body. And then that's when we're going to execute the left hand hook or the lead hand hook. As you can see, with the lead hand hook, we're hopping with both legs. So right cross to the body. As you fake it, hop with both legs. So both legs are going to follow you around to your left side. Again, creating an angle so you can chop that lead leg nice and hard. So now I just want to take you through why we do the hop with the hook, so why we're hopping around. So one is because we're going to cover the distance. Because we're out of distance, the right cross to the body is a kind of long distance shot, whereas the lead hand hook is more of a short distance shot. So with the hop, you're hopping into range, but at the same time, we're also covering our opponent's blind spot. As they cover up, you want to go around the side of them, so then it's on their blind spot, so then they can't see that low kick coming. So in drill number 2, we'll be going through the switch stance setup. So this technique is really good to use when facing an aggressive Muay Thai fighter, or also known as a Muay mat for the purists out there. This technique is when we're using the jab and the push kick, a long range weapon to keep your opponent at distance. And then after that, we're going to smash in the big left body kick to kind of disrupt your opponent's rhythm. And then that's when the switch or the fake kind of comes into play. And then that's when you can then take that lead leg and then stop your opponent in his tracks. So you'll start off by throwing the lead jab. Again, this just creates distance. So you're getting your distance with the jab, finding your range, hoping your opponent covers up and brings his hands up high, exposing his body. After he exposes his body, you then attack with the lead leg push kick, stab it into the stomach. So then it's pushing him away, creating distance again. Next, you'll throw the left body kick, so the switch left body kick. So with this body kick, you want it to be as effective as possible, either hitting the body or the arms of your opponent, again, just to create effect. And then after that, that's when we will go into the fake or the switch setup. So with the switch setup, you want your opponent to be scared or fearful of your left body kick now. So then when you switch and then switch back again, you get a reaction out of your opponent, and then you can then take the low kick. So the reason we do the switch fake is because sometimes when you've thrown that left body kick into your opponent, he'll start to pick up the leg to block. So when he picks up that right leg to block, he's obviously standing on his left leg. So it's impossible for him to then block the low kick. So you switch and really sell that switch as well. Don't just switch and kind of do a little hop. You've got to switch, get a real reaction out of your opponent, and then take the leg kick. So this drill is very effective, like I said, against an aggressive Muay Thai fighter. So this drill or these techniques, you would see Nong-O actually using this technique against opponents like Rodlek, who's a Muay mat style fighter. It kind of puts them off their rhythm, so it stops them wanting to punch because you're targeting the arm and body a lot. So when you're attacking the body with them kicks or the push kicks, it makes your opponent's second think about coming in. Again, it just offsets their rhythm, and then you can land big effective shots to then really affect them. So drill number 3 will be countering the lead leg push kick. So this technique is obviously most effectively used against a tall, longer range fighter who uses his long range weapons such as his push kick. So we want to be catching the push kick and then countering with some devastating shots after it as well, making this catch and counter as effective as possible. So when your opponent lands the lead leg push kick, you'll step back slightly and catch with your left hand underneath the heel and your right hand on the top of the foot. And this will just secure a real good lock of the foot. So then that will lead into the counter nice and easily. So after you catch the push kick, you'll pull to your left side, pulling it towards your hip area. So again, it kind of leaves your opponent's leg exposed, as you can see in this video. So as you pull the push kick down to the side, my leg's planted on the ground, and then that's when you'll throw the next shot. So the next shot being the left hook. So the left hook, it doesn't really have to be a massive punch. It could just be a setup for the low kick, but it can also be used as a KO blow. If it isn't, you can then obviously attack with the low kick after. So throwing the left hook, it kind of makes your opponent again cover up the face and takes his mind off the low kick or the leg. So when you're pulling your opponent's lead push kick to the side, you're actually pulling towards your hip. But as you can see, you're pulling towards the hip and it's kind of recoiling yourself to throw a big left hook. So you're pulling your opponent into a shot. So again, like I said, the hook doesn't have to really be big, powerful hook where you're loading up. Because you're pulling your opponent into the shot anyway, and you're kind of getting your hips in position to throw a hook, this will land with devastating effect anyway. It also will be pulling your opponent off balance. So again, if they've got one foot on the ground or just kind of landing on the ground and then they get caught with a left hook, then it's obviously a devastating blow. So after the lead left hook, you want to be throwing the low kick to your opponent's thigh. So usually the low kick will be landing kind of the side of the thigh or even sometimes the hamstring, depending on what position you're kind of currently in after the left hook. So this can also be used as a sweep. So you can left hook, and if you're around your opponent's body enough, you can actually take both legs and actually get a good sweep off as well. So to land the low kick after the hook, you have to step outwards again to land the low kick. Otherwise, you're going to be too close to throw the low kick. So you actually have to create a little bit of an angle by stepping outwards with your left leg to then chop that lead leg of your opponent's.